Number 206 from the Imprint range is I'll Sleep When I'm Dead from 2003, directed by Mike Hodges, the man who directed Get Carter, a similar kind of movie. But it's nice to see the difference between Get Carter and I'll Sleep When I'm Dead and how Hodges had developed his taste for this kind of movie over the in-between decades. In this one, we kind of follow Jonathan Rhys-Meyer's character at the start of this one, Davy Graham, a young man who seems to be having a kind of fun lifestyle. Early 20s, he is facilitating drugs for a bunch of rich models and affluent people and is making a lot of money doing it. And he's also having carefree sex with some beautiful women as well, as he just loves life, moving about, making money, not really having to work too hard to do it, and just enjoying life, unaware that he is being stalked by a Land Rover, a car that is watching him throughout the night, filled with a couple of scary looking guys and Malcolm McDowell, who are kind of haunting this man who is unaware of what's going on. And it leads to a really shocking sequence, which I won't go into too much. Let's just leave it to, we jump to Will Graham, played by Clive Owen, Davy's brother, who feels that something is wrong. He's living a solitary existence as a lumberjack. He used to be one of the hardest men in the criminal underworld, and he gave it all up to live this solitary lifestyle.
I've got to let you go, Will. I'm sorry. This new man, he's asked for your details. You've no cards, no numbers.
Living within his van in a nomadic lifestyle, he suddenly feels that there's something wrong. Going back to his roots, back to the world that he once came from, and realises something has happened to his brother. And it's up to him to figure out what and why it happened.
You may not understand some...
How do I arrange an independent post-mortem?
Mr. Graham, I do understand your...
With my lawyer.
Which leads him down a path. It shakes up a lot of the old guard as well, as they realise that Will Graham is back in town. In fact, it kind of leads to a lot of people being unsure about what Will is up to. He kind of interacts with his old girlfriend, played wonderfully by Charlotte Rampling. We get to see the old criminals thinking that he's back and how he's going to rejuvenate their kind of group of people. We get Malcolm McDowell as a kind of horrible character who makes one hell of an entrance into this movie and who kind of disappears for a large moment of time until later on in the film.
He's killed people.
Yeah, he's scum, just like his brother.
You get to see Will on an almost revenge kick, but it's not fueled with anger and violence. This is a man who's looking for reasons. He just wants to understand why things have transpired. If it means that he is going to have to revert to his old ways, then reluctantly he will do that. Because throughout the movie you kind of discover that Will is a damaged character. A man who suddenly woke up with a crystal clear clarity of how he had wasted his life and how it was leading to nothing good at all, and he had to evade this lifestyle to get away from that and make amends for the things that he'd done, or at least stay out of violence tendencies along the way.
It's grief for a life wasted.
And it's full of such brilliant character actors and such quiet moments of just devastation as we follow the group of people as they try to understand everything that's going on. Is there a reason behind this? Davy seems to be a well-liked person, someone that probably shouldn't have had happen to them what happened to them. In fact, the reasons behind what happened are just as appalling and shocking as the act itself, which I'm just not going into. And you get a moment of Malcolm McDowell just being fantastic. He has this sense of almost malevolent evil about him, and in a sequence later in the film he is afraid but never snivelling. It's a wonderful performance where he articulates his point of view, while at the same time you can tell he's frightened but never to that embarrassing state that you would see some overacting people do in other movies. Rather restrained.
I want to kill you so badly I can taste it.
Clive Owen is wonderful as the kind of stoic main character, emotionless most of the time, who is reluctantly being drawn back into a world that he barely escaped previously. And although the movie ends up with some question marks, this is one of those movies that just was utterly wonderful from start to finish, that just drew me in. And I can see people being put off by it because it does feel rather languid in moments, but it's following that character and getting into the head of Will that really kept me captivated, that kept me on the edge of my seat wondering where this character was going to go, what he was going to do, as he is a more kind of restrained and different version of the character that you can kind of guess he was. I'll Sleep When I'm Dead was wonderfully shot. It was really interesting. It gave us a rather melancholic good guy to spend time with, someone who had done some bad things and had ran away from that lifestyle because it was destroying him. What a terrific film. I don't want to go too much into it, but I'll Sleep When I'm Dead is well worth checking out. It is phenomenal, and looking at some of the reviews and scores, it doesn't seem to be a much lauded film, but I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to say you have to check this out. I enjoyed it immensely. In fact, let's jump in and have a look at some of the extras that make this disc an essential. So here we are in the disc for I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. If we go to the special features, we have an audio commentary by director Mike Hodges and writer Trevor Preston. We have Mike Hodges' I'll Sleep When I'm Dead documentary, which is 27 minutes, 1 second. This is an excellent BBC produced making of that also has some critics in it as well, just talking about the making of the movie, talking about the thematics of it. It's a great addition. We have deleted scene 1, which is 2 minutes 5 seconds, which is really good. Also comes with a commentary for this sequence as well. And we've deleted scene 2, which is 31 seconds, which is a nice little addition. Probably just cut for pacing, probably, but 31 seconds. It's a nice sequence. And then we have the theatrical trailer, which is just 2 minutes. It's fun to see that trailer because to see how they really advertise this movie, which kind of makes it feel as if it's a fast-paced revenge thriller, which it's not that fast-paced. It's just really kind of nicely set up. And that's the disc for I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. So there we have it. I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, number 206 in the Imprint range. Check it out. It is a terrific movie and highly, highly recommended. I loved it. Absolutely adored this one. I'd love to know your thoughts on I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. Let me know in the comment box below while you're down there. Give me the thumbs up because it helps these videos. There is more content up here if you want to see more, and in the description box below are links to the Patreon, the membership program, manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me.